In the shadows of the night, where the whispers of the wind intertwine with the rustling leaves, a chilling legend lingers among the mist. It speaks of fragile creatures lurking just beyond the edge of our understanding. Creatures that horror and fascination have transformed into something deeply embedded in our subconscious. This is the unsettling lore of the Melonheads. The content inside Melonheads. Small creatures with fragile bodies and disproportionately large, smooth and rounded heads, resembling swollen melons in the moonlight. This is how the Melonheads are described. One of the most disturbing urban legends in the United States, passed down in whispers, campfire stories, and accounts from generation to generation. The legend of the Melonheads arises in different regions, primarily in rural and forested areas, always associated with isolated roads, old bridges, abandoned tunnels, and crumbling houses. Despite regional variations, the essence of the story remains the same. Humanoid beings, with childlike or juvenile appearances, possessing huge and deformed heads, small eyes, and hostile behavior, lurk for anyone who ventures too far from civilization. According to the most common accounts, the Melonheads would live hidden in dense forests or in old constructions forgotten by time. During the day, they remain concealed, but at night, they come out to observe, follow, and in some versions, attack people who pass through their territory. Witnesses claim that they move quickly, almost gliding between the trees, emitting shrill sounds, whispers, or strange laughter that echo in the darkness. One of the most well-known versions of the legend states that the Melonheads are the result of cruel experiments conducted decades ago. According to this narrative, children with disabilities or mental illnesses were used as guinea pigs in isolated institutions. The experiments failed, causing severe deformities, particularly in abnormal skull growth. With the collapse of these institutions, the children were said to be abandoned and forced to survive in the forest, becoming feral over time. Other versions tell that the Melonheads are descendants of an isolated family, marked by generations of inbreeding. Living apart from society, their members would have developed physical and behavioral deformities, including the swollen heads that gave rise to the legend's name. Over the years, they are said to have adapted to life in the shadows, avoiding direct contact but aggressively protecting their territory. There are also accounts that mix supernatural elements. In some stories, the Melonheads are not human but ancient creatures, original inhabitants of the forests, awakened when man invaded their domains. In this version, their large heads symbolize forbidden knowledge, or a different evolution from humans, making them even more threatening. Witnesses claim that encounters with Melonheads are brief but deeply traumatic. People report seeing glowing eyes among the trees, small shadows moving silently, and figures watching from the other side of the road. In some cases, there are stories of pursued cars, inexplicable dents in the bodywork, and screams coming from the woods. Even without concrete evidence, the fear remains real for those who swear they have seen something. What makes the legend of the Melonheads so persistent is the environment where it develops. Dark roads, dense forests, and abandoned places create the perfect setting for fear. Any strange noise, any out-of-place shadow, can be interpreted as the presence of these creatures. The mind fills in what the eyes cannot clearly see. Although they have never been proven, the Melonheads continue to thrive in popular imagination. Young people are still warned not to stop the car on certain roads. Older residents tell stories with terrifying details, as if the encounters happened yesterday. And, curiously, many of these stories are told with absolute conviction. In the end, the Melonheads represent more than just deformed creatures. They symbolize the fear of isolation, the unknown, and the consequences of human cruelty. They are legends that mix reality, exaggeration, and imagination, creating something that remains alive, precisely because it cannot be fully explained. And when night falls, the road is empty, and the forest seems too quiet. Many still wonder if those small shadows watching from a distance are merely figments of the imagination, or if the melon heads are still there, waiting for someone to come close enough. What you saw is only part of the story. To stay up to date on upcoming facts, mysteries, and revelations, like, subscribe, and follow our channel.